not only did we all live through it as Americans, the senators lived through it. And so what's interesting is that the senators are not just jurors, but they're witnesses and victims. The Senate floor is not just a courtroom, it's a crime scene at the same time. And so I think it's going to be very hard for the senators to bury their heads in the sand. I know that Congressman Raskin and the entire team will do a great job of presenting compelling evidence, video evidence, witness testimony, which is another thing that will be available to the impeachment managers that wasn't available to us. As you covered, Ari, they blocked, meaning the Senate Republicans, from hearing from live witnesses like John Bolton and Mick Mulvaney, who could have affirmed the abuse of power that we all know took place in trying to cheat in connection with the 2020 election. They won't be able to run away from the witnesses and the evidence in the same way that they did last year.
Yeah, and that goes to, I don't want to get too legally wonky, but, you know, there's a thing in the law called an admission against interest. If somebody says, I'm so great, I didn't do it, that often is seen as less probative than if somebody somehow just admitted what they did or why they did it. And I want to play a brief bit of sound that, as you mentioned, could be introduced as evidence. We're watching there, I believe, Senator McConnell making his way into the Senate chamber. We have not yet seen the House managers. I want to play just a bit of sound on this point that seems to suggest these rioters, some of them, the attackers, knew why they were there. Take a look.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol. We're going to walk down to the Capitol.
Yeah! Yes.
Invade the Capitol building. Let's take the Capitol.
What evidence will your colleagues use to argue this wasn't just a terrible tragedy, which I think fair-minded people can see, but that you believe you have the evidence to prove it was a tragedy that was directly caused by the ex-president?
Well, I don't want to get ahead of the presentation of evidence by my colleagues as impeachment managers, but I can speak to the things that we already know are in the public domain, which make it clear, such as the video and audio that you just showed, that many of those who violently attacked the Capitol knew exactly why they were present on January 6th, planned to storm the Capitol. The goal was to stop Congress from certifying the election of Joe Biden as the 46th president of the United States of America. And they knew they couldn't do that simply by participating in a rally and hearing speeches. They knew that their job, as Donald Trump directed, was to go to the Capitol and effectively show strength by storming it. They were there to assassinate Nancy Pelosi, to hang Mike Pence, and to hunt down members of Congress, including those senators like Mitch McConnell, presumably, who had previously indicated they weren't going along with the objections. To me, that's why I believe that there will be a visceral reaction to the presentation of evidence once that trial starts, that is going to make it hard for some senators to continue to bury their heads in the sand and to enable the type of outrageous behavior that we witnessed from Donald Trump for 4 years and effectively affirm that, yes, he's gone, so we feel like it's still okay not to hold him accountable.
The final question is the shortest. With 30 seconds, your tips to your colleagues about how to present in that Senate chamber.
Well, I think what's important to know is that you're speaking both to the senators and to the American people, and you want to keep both in mind. And so, yes, weighty constitutional arguments are called for at a moment like this, but you also have to keep it straight with no chaser so that the American people get it. And I'm confident that the impeachment managers will do just that.
Straight no chaser, the final word from Congressman Jeffries. Thank you, sir. Hey, I'm Ari Melber from MSNBC. You can see more of our videos right here, or better yet, subscribe to our YouTube channel below. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that.